How's it going, YouTubers? My name is SlugBugZero. Welcome back to Doki-Doki Literature Club. So, actually, I wonder what would happen if you click New Game. Would it really start all over? There's so many things I want to try out, but not for now. Okay, let's get right back into this torture. Hi again, Slugbug. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. It's funny. I say this game's torture, but it kinda is. At least that's what it's become. For some reason, I just can't stop playing it. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. I saw that. Your face. Thanks for keeping your promise, Slugbug. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh my god, why the hell did that scare me so much? Oh. Okay. Anyway, as I was going to say before I got scared, I think I'm just going to play this game as it's probably meant to be played as a person with still practically no idea what's going on in this game. I mean, I'm forming my own ideas, but they're probably not right. I know after I guess I beat this game, which I don't think I quite have yet, I'm definitely going to look more into the backstory of this game to see it explained. But for now, I think I'm just going to go with I just keep playing normally, like, not trying to go back and change what I've already done, like trying to save Sayori. Not yet, at least. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Why are you in front of the words? Natsuki certainly has a big mouth for someone who wants to keep something manga collection in the club room. Monica. What the hell is going on with Monica? What's going on with anything anymore? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Slightly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Slugbug. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club, so even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Okay, the lines are starting to get much more diverse than, I suppose, the first time playing through this game, like Undertale, but very different because you guys get what I mean. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it, if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Okay, so I was, I guess, attracted to Yuri before, and I switched to Yuri, and I wish it had been her in the first place. Now, I'm just going with Yuri again for the second time through. It's just what I'm going to call it. But at the same time, I'd feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Oh, this is so different. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Excuse me. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Just like this one. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. Anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. You're not a fan of that sort of thing, Slugbug. No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's not so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Are there... Then suddenly... What was that? I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. Wait, was that supposed to be like something actually covering up her real lines? Is there like an upper force in this? I don't know. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, our body gets incredibly something. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. It kept going. I wasn't me clicking it. See if you can tell if that was actually something that the last line, it said something. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? Jesus Christ. I heard my own screams so loud I felt my bass drum on my drum set to my left vibrate. I really need to anticipate that better. Jesus Christ. Thank God no one is asleep in my house yet. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead! Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling pod. Dang it! I want to be able to read all of that. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really... Oh god, I don't even want to look at the screen anymore. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Yeah, this should work, right? Oh, this game is making me paranoid! I slide my desk up until it's up against yours and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Maybe I'm fine. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. I'm still freaking out, man. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides under her thumb after it flips to her side. When holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's faith and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Aww. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. I can see here the eye shifted. That was cool. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Oh god, did she not like that? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. Jesus, her face looked extremely freaked out. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Oh god, it's me in the face again! Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? I need to calm down. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Slugbug? Did something happen just now? Eh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Wow. It's so different. I guess I'll start off with Natsuki first, as I always did. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably unfair if I share mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. It's the same one as before. Huh. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Oh my god, I wish I could go back and read Sayori's poems. And just look... Well, I can look at my own episodes, but I need to look at what she said after I finish reading her poems. Maybe it'll mean something more than when I was first playing through. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Hi, Slugbug. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Slugbug. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's a sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Slugbug. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what? Yuri likes this. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imaginary and imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. Wait, was I getting indications like this to hang out with Sayori more before? Because I'm already getting huge indications to, like, go towards Yuri now? Anyway, she must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming up on a little strongly. Jesus Christ, her eyes look frickin' pitch black after she opened them. Like earlier, I'm starting to see things. This game's freaking me out. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! Wasn't trying to anticipate there, but whatever. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. This is new. Hole in wall. I mean, I remember that title, but this is completely different. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Actually, what is that? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice here today. Thanks for listening. Ooh. This was definitely done on purpose. The game definitely wants you to choose Yuri next. I must have missed the inclination somewhere to choose Sayori as a first character through this entire game. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Did I just say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traced her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing here I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finishes her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a single poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost from the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber water. Bathing, it must be this one. Last remaining street light. Okay. Oh wait, I swear Monica's was different. Well, I remember this one. I flicker back. Yeah, I remember this one. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read it. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Slugbug. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem was only being symbolically compared to a ghost, bringing in our last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I'd probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about... I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Slugbug. Me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That's a little more special than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for mediocre writing abilities. If they're just being nice, there's no way in my polls can stand up to theirs. What's the point? This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. Oh, they're gonna get in a fight again. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is... cute. Cute? Did you completely miss a symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? Never mind. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Slugbug did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I didn't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Slugbug liked my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Slugbug appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I were full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Slugbug started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy, bitch? What happens if I don't do anything? Jesus Christ. Oh God. What is happening? I can't believe it just went there. Edgy. I don't know what to do. I can't. I want a hand in front of my face, but I need my hand on the mouse. So, edgy. Sorry that my lifestyle's too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See, what the hell is this so scary? It's just a visual novel. Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. What? Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? What? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? Holy hell, this just went way past morbid. I don't want to read that. I'm sorry, but you guys can read it on your own. It's quite clear what she's saying. Yeah, go on. Let Slugbug hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Why? What is happening? How come it went so much better than this with Sayori around? Suddenly Yuri toward me as if she knows I was standing here. Slugbug, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. You started it. Good job. Okay. Sorry, dogs are, quite the pain. Especially when you have 4 of them. Okay, anyway. Now I have to actually try to be quiet. If that's physically possible while playing this game. Because now there is actually people attempting to go to bed. Oh, bloody hell. What the... I don't like this. What the... Excuse me? Hey, Slugbug. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, yeah, okay, fine, yeah. What the hell is happening? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. Yeah, why did your face suddenly appear? And you wanted me to choose Natsuki. Why couldn't I choose Yuri? It's probably better for us to stay out of this. Yeah, probably. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Yeah, also, would you tell me what the hell's going on? It's a prison I am, right? Yeah, you're pretty good at breaking games, I can see. I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. Yeah, I also wish that I wouldn't be so afraid of a freaking visual novel. I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? My brain can't process what is going on. Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'll be happy to spend time with you instead. Wait, hold on a second. Not once have we ever been given the option to specifically choose to hang out with Monica. She was never even an option as a character to impress when we were writing our poems. Something's fishy with this character. I don't know what. Very... Oh, so very fishy. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Why are you crying? Okay. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Yeah, I know. I'm about to start punching all of you. Well, it looks like they're done. I have a feeling they're not. Somehow. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Oh God. Yuri? Jesus Christ. That eye is very creepy. I didn't mean it. I believe you. No, I don't. Yes, I do, but I also don't. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. What? What's happening? Sugbug, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. Why wouldn't it let me choose her? I don't understand. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. No, this is not fine. None of this is fine. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Is she gonna hang herself too? Completely. I don't know about that. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. Is she going to mention us writing poems again? I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Slugbug. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Oh. Something's simply fishy just about that sigh. With a... looks like a pair of flowers that they added in and such. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing you so much trouble. I'm also sorry for, well, very clearly not sticking to the voices I tried to give all of these characters since the beginning. Should have been expected. I also really don't... I almost knocked my frickin' can of soda next to my mouse down because of that. What the balls is happening? Okay. My head... it's so bad. My head is literally throbbing. It's so bad. This should not be scaring me so much. Okay. Get through this. Save. Over. Be done. Okay. No. Oh, God. What happens if I choose that? I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like this. Why don't I like this? Oh, it's pretty obvious. That buzz in the background. Why? Please stop. Please stop. I guess I'm not skipping this part of the episode. I don't know what to pick anymore. Extreme. Guys, not a tear. I'm freaking out in so many ways. Intellectual. Why did I go and pick that? Whatever the hell it was. Massacre. Disoriented. Infinite. Frightening. Extraordinary. Heartbeat. Inferno. Could I sing? Depression. I also looked up the definition of Doki-Doki, and it's supposed to be like Japanese representing the sound of a heartbeat. So that's pretty good to know, I guess. I got some pretty bad Doki-Doki right now. Death. No. Done. I'm done. I'm so done. I'm so done. Oh, I'm so done. Oh, I am done with you for today, but only for today. Maybe, I don't know. I might as well be too tired to do the outro, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, why not leave a like on the video, show some support. If you're new here, why not subscribe for more videos just like this. This game, it's messing me all up, man. It's messing me all up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you do enjoy this madness. And stay slimy, my slugs. Jesus, I had a feeling that I was still gonna get scared even after I decided to shut down the game. Possibly, maybe a thing that starts. I'm scared.